Hey guys, Bittersteel here, back with another video. And for a change of pace, today will not be a disaster save. No, instead I've had a bit of an epiphany. You see, we've already formed the Austro-Hungarian Empire with Hungary, the obvious route. We've done it with Czechoslovakia, but we haven't done it with the main successor country. That's right, we've not done an Austria run, and I'm actually quite interested in seeing if we can pull this one off. So let's hop right in. Iron Man mode on, so you know I'm not cheating, and historical AI focuses on, because I do want something to go my way, so let's hop right in. Now, this setup is based off the strategy of a Redditor by the name of Judge Todd. He showed me this on one of my earlier videos, and I decided I really had to try this. So Judge Todd, I'll leave a link to his video in my description below, and let's get going. So I want my fast units to be split off, everybody else into its own army. I'll leave that for what it is, and everyone gets to be infantry. So I have an army of cavalry and one army of infantry. As far as recruitment is concerned, I want 2 more infantry divisions, high priority. They can be force deployed whenever they are ready, and I want about 12 cavalry divisions. Again, force deploy these whenever they are ready. I like to exercise my units, but you don't really have to. As for the cavalry army, I want that to be commanded by Karl here. Why? Well, Karl has the added benefit of getting Improv Expert. 10% movement bonus on land. Cavalry is fast, and I can make it even faster. And if there's one thing the AI cannot deal with, it's speed. Now for research, we'll go with the basics here. I could skip electronic engineering and get paratroopers first, because we will be memeing the paratroopers a bit, but we have the time. Construction, just straight up military factories, won't need much else. Right, we're making guns, we're making support equipment. I will need a few transport planes, so I'll be making transports. Everything after that is going to go into infantry equipment, support equipment. I will be adding 2 pieces of artillery to this as well, and transport planes are going to be turned into fighters once I have like 2, 3, maybe 4, and then 2 factories on fighters as well. I just like to be able to make a few fighters. You don't really need to trade for aluminum, but it's one of those things, man. I want this to go away. It bugs me. And we'll start out with political effort. All right, that is the main setup done. So you're in for a wild ride. We will be, well, not really exploiting the game, but we will be making clever use of game mechanics and glorious, ludicrous speed to make Austria great again. The empire will rise from the ashes and retake its rightful place in history at the heart of European politics. So, onwards. Oh, and in preparation, up these to 100, split them in 2. Not that important how we do it now, I just like to. We can exercise them. We've got the oil. Again, just force deploy these units. They'll pop out with no experience, no equipment. It's fine. We'll fix that. Do the same for all these cavalry divisions, and you should be good. All right, political effort done. We're now hopping into industrial effort all the way down to armament effort 3, and then we'll revisit this branch down to militarism. Why? Well, I don't need these buffs to flip, because, well, we're already at 50% support, so I'll just hire, Miklas here, and he'll get me where I need to go. Instead, I want to build up my military industry, because our army is, well, not in a great shape. Manpower doesn't take that long to mobilize, equipment does take quite a while to make, so industrial effort first, armament effort 3, and then we'll work our way down to militarism. Let's keep going. All right, I've got electronic engineering. I'm gonna do paratroopers now before I forget. You can do these later, you don't need them right away. Might as well hire some generals. Ooh, cavalry officer. And a nobody. Oh well, infantry guy would have been nice. Industry, concentrated or dispersed. Usually I go dispersed because of the efficiency, however this will not be such a very long game. I'm gonna pick concentrated to squeeze the most out of the factories we have, and once we've restored the empire, it's not gonna matter that much. Nice thing about that industrial effort is it's gonna give us a bonus to industry, which we can apply to concentrated industry to get that really quick. Grab myself better fighters. You don't need to just cheese with your paradrops, but I do like making good fighters if I'm gonna make fighters. Right, we have 150 PP. I'm gonna hold on to our PP for quite a bit until we get the event where we, well, flip to the brown shirts, or until we, well, reach a point in time where we are forced to open up political discourse and flip via referendum. The referendum event might pop up, especially if we reach 60%. We still have a lot of time, don't worry. Alright, got our paratroops, so again, staying away from industry until we can take that bonus for concentrated. Good things to focus on are artillery, your basic infantry equipment, and a bit of land doctrine. Superior firepower as an early starter is always good. I am going to start out with artillery, just so I can make some artillery, give our units a bit more punch, because, yeah, basic template isn't that great. Nor is the cavalry. Oh, and train one paratrooper division, just the one. I think you can see where this is going. If you can't, stay tuned. Now, as for our support for the DNSAP, you can go kind of two ways with this. Either it naturally grows, especially if we enter this branch here, or we get an event called, I believe, Fascist Assault Divisions that gives us an immediate boost at the expense of some stability. The event is very nice. It pretty much guarantees you will flip really quickly. If you don't get the event, like I said, you will have to set aside some political power to do it manually via political discourse. Again, we have the time. All right, we've got 2 transport planes, that will do. I'll switch these over to interwar fighters and add another factory. You could just wait until you've researched the fighter ones. Doesn't really matter that much. Alright, concentrated, nice little bonus to it. I always like rushing my industry a bit. And again, with that bonus now gone, just focus on the industry. We need a lot of guns for our army. Not to mention manpower. We also need a lot of manpower. We'll get that eventually. As soon as we get armament effort 3, we'll work our way down towards militarism. That should give us 5% recruitable pop for free. Hurrah!
Eventually.
Aha, we got the event. Fascist Assault Divisions. That's going to give us a nice boost too. Ooh, the brown shirt. So we're at 60%. Chances are really good that we'll get the event for a referendum for free, saving us a lot of political power, and then we can use that political power we have stockpiled to immediately go up to war economy and maybe something else. We'll see. Ah, there we go. We need a referendum. That saved us a bit of PP, and we can now flip to the war economy. Perfect. El Generico is now in charge. Oh well. Next step, let's get the Germans off our back. Ask them to join the faction. Hurrah, we're now in the Axis. While we're here, let's also talk to Horthy, and let's see if he'll allow us to walk through his country. Ask for military access, and they should say yes. Perfect. We have another 150 PP. Could use that to go up to limited conscription. Good choice. Could use that for the army maneuver expert. Excellent choice. Or spend it on the infantry expert. It doesn't really matter all that much. I think I have enough time to get more manpower out the door, so I am just going to pick the army maneuver guy. I like fast units, and I'll start mobilizing manpower as soon as we hit militarism here. Alright, we are coming up on June. We're gonna keep this running until around June 10th. Yeah, 10th is fine. And when we get there, we are going to hit pause. What we're going to do now is justify on the Yugoslavs. For Slovenia, doesn't matter. Slovenia is rightful Austrian clay anyway. We're going to justify on the Slovenes. Don't worry about the Czechoslovak guarantee, that one goes away. The Romanian one stays though, but that is perfectly fine. This is just gonna give us a big 2-for-1 combo. Now, why do we need to stop this on June 10th? Well, the Germans are still gonna do the Anschluss despite us being in their faction. We're gonna get an event that is going to either, well, annex us, don't want that, or kick us from the faction. We want to, make use of the fact that Germany will be fighting a war on the same side of us to get back on their good graces and back into the faction. So that is why we are timing this to be around June 10th. It is going to coincide the start of the war closely with their finishing of Anschluss. Very, very important. Alright, with militarism we'll get some manpower. Great. I'm gonna do construction effort all the way down to construction effort 3 and the extra research slot. I might hop into military youth if I need more manpower, but I'll get factories first. One thing about that militarism is we get some free army experience. I'm going to use that to make my infantry 20 width by adding a single infantry battalion, and I'll add a single cavalry battalion to the cav. That makes them a nice 10 combat width. Yes, I know it's still garbage, but it's what we have. As for the infantry, I'll add support artillery to them. Maybe I should just add support artillery to the cavalry first. Doesn't really matter. I'll just add it to the cavalry first. Give them a little more bite when they do their thing. We have another 150 political power. Could spend it on ramping up to limited conscription. could be handy, or we can spend it on the infantry expert. These are your choices. I don't think I need that much manpower, so I'll stick with the infantry expert. Yeah, I think I'll take a detour from military youth before we continue with infrastructure, construction, and the research slots. I might need a little bit more manpower. Yeah. Now with those 10 divisions trained up and starting to fill out, I'll just deploy them along the Yugoslav border here. Just 2 divisions per tile. That is more than enough to hold the enemy at bay and even make our own little attacks should we ever need to. And we will soon. As for the cavalry, I think you might know where I'm going with this. We're gonna drive them all the way over here to this province above Vojvodina? Well, above Novi Sad here, except for the paratrooper. We're gonna do a bit of a meme here. Trust me, you're gonna love this. So we'll put all the transport planes up. We'll select the paratrooper. Here we go. Paradrop order, and we're gonna land here, the province, well, the tile above Novi Sad. Now you're wondering why? What's the point? There's nothing there. Exactly, there's nothing here. When we declare war, Yugoslavia will have its entire army, well, most of its army, focused on our border. And it will think nothing of its Hungarian border. We can't invade from Hungary anyway, since, well, they do give us military access, but you cannot use that to invade. However, what we can do is paradrop a tile next to this neutral country and then just walk in with our cavalry. Is it a meme? Yes, but it works, so why not? Austria needs all the help it can get. So I don't really feel too bad for using this. Besides, it's funny. And I'm gonna queue up a bunch more infantry divisions. A lower priority though, I wanted to get the units in the field, actual reinforcements first. Alright, justification finishes in 4 days. Anschluss finishes soon. When is our focus due? 8 days. Perfect. There we go. Justification is done. Halt all those exercises. We are going to declare war on Yugoslavia. We're not gonna call in our allies. Simple reason, if we call in Germany immediately, Croatia is gonna spawn and join the Axis. It ruins a lot of stuff. We'll not actually call the Germans in until we've occupied some of Croatia. That prevents Croatia from spawning, so a little trick for you there. Wouldn't want Croatia to spawn, that's just annoying. Gonna take the speed way down. Airplanes are going up for air superiority. I'll have some over Austria and the rest over Western Balkans. This should be fun. Oh yeah, Romania gets pulled in, that's fine. And our paradrop has landed. Now, this is where the fun begins. Alright, I'm gonna individually send these cavalry divisions over to victory points. We're gonna try and capture as many victory points as we can before the Yugoslavs have time to react. They will come for us eventually. They're gonna send troops south, but we will use the overwhelming speed of our divisions to capture almost all of their southern victory points. And by the time they send enough strength south, it's going to be way too late. You can see here, the cavalry just moves in and begins its offensive. It's too good. It's just too good. Oh, thank you, Germany. I like those guns. Okay, so I want to make a few pinning attacks here. I don't want these guys to leave. They can come south. I don't really care that they'll start contesting me. I just want to delay it for as long as I can. Alright, military youth. Germans press for Anschluss. So this ends everything. Don't want that. And this one kicks us out of the Axis. Now we do have 7 days before this thing automatically selects something, so we can leave it on screen somewhere and leave this running for a couple more days. Alright, it's been enough. I think I've gotten enough of the Croatian land occupied for it to not matter. I'll select the Germans, call them into the war. They're happy to join, and now we say no to the Anschluss. Our destiny lies elsewhere. Of course, that immediately kicks us out of the Axis, and Germany is going to redeploy all those troops back up to its own territory. Again, perfectly fine. We really don't care. Keep running around with my cavalry here. I'm going to make use of the incredible speed of our cavalry to do all the damage we can. As for focuses, yeah, just pick whatever really. Doesn't matter that much at this point. We also have some PP. Could get army regrouping expert, or we get more manpower. I think at this point manpower is fine. Ooh, I'll get the popular figurehead. A little more stability wouldn't hurt. And there we go. Since we are both at war with the same target, the Germans are just gonna invite us back into the Axis. and we no longer have to worry about the Anschluss. The Germans are never gonna come for us as long as we stay in the Axis from this point onwards. Plus, they'll throw all their strength. It's not that much, but they will come for Yugoslavia now, helping us out very, very much. As you see, also, I am very careful not to actually occupy a tile next to Romania. As long as Romania doesn't border us, they're not inclined to deploy troops here, so we want to keep them busy, or well, uninterested for the time being. We are just buying time here right now. Meanwhile, Yugoslavia is 79% towards capitulation, and all we've done is run around their territory with cavalry. Still, fun. I'm having fun. I think if you take Rijeka and Zagreb, it's over. And there we go. Yugoslavia capitulates. Germany hardly contributed, so we get all of the good stuff. Now the territories we need are the following. Pretty much this. This is what you get cores on. You can take all of it, doesn't really matter, but I prefer not to capture territory that I don't get cores on anyway, and I'll just use my puppets. Okay. We've got Romania with their pants down here as well. Now with the entire Yugoslav army gone, we will just redeploy all of our troops to the Romanian border. It might actually be better to just fall back and let Romania take all his land. It's just... it feels wrong to lose to me. Also, Germany is still in this fight, so they will support you here. Just get the infantry in position, and afterwards we can call the cavalry off. As for the air force, we'll leave one air group over the Western Balkans. The second air group can fly over the Northern Balkans. I think you have an idea of what I am going to do to the Romanians next. And once again, we are gonna send our one paratroop division back to the airport, and we'll be paradropping Romania in a rather awkward position. Romanians won't know what hit them. Should have no real issue holding this line with all these German troops assisting. Alright, with all those cavalry units in place, time for another round of fun. Let's start that paradrop order. And they have given us a border. Great. We'll now do to the Romanians what we did to the Yugoslavs. We are going to send individual cavalry divisions to all of their victory points. There we go. A bunch of guns and some equipment. And again, Germany really did not contribute to this, so we can take what we want. And the territory we need to own personally is this, Banat, Crisana and the Transylvanias. I do like to just liberate Moldova and leave it as an independent country. That way we don't have to worry about Russian demand for Bessarabia. And then we will simply puppet the Romanian remains. And we're done. Look at that, we have done quite a bit of conquering already. The Austro-Hungarian, well, empire is starting to shape up quite nicely. We could go for the Hungarians next. They'll be relatively easy to overcome. They are really not that strong, but they are going to get guaranteed. We could wait until they do renounce Trianon. Problem with that is if they renounce Trianon, it's going to be too late to gobble up the Czechoslovaks before the Germans start asking for territory, and they'll probably give away the Sudetenland. Don't want that. I think I'm going to go for the Czechoslovaks first. So deny and delete all those plans and just drop some fresh battle plans. I'm going to recruit more infantry to at least fill this army out to its maximum. I'm gonna recruit more cavalry as well. The one paratrooper division is enough. We're gonna try that meme again. And I'm also gonna add some of my extra artillery to the infantry divisions. And for the cavalry, to increase their speed across rough terrain, I'll add engineer companies as well. I think that's all the adding I'm gonna do though. I don't have that much equipment and definitely not manpower. Alright, it's April of 38, time to justify. That's my Sudetenland, Germany. I'll have it. And we're gonna try that again, so we'll hop across the border with our paratrooper and rush all the cavalry we can muster in there, cut the Czechs, or Czechoslovaks, in half, and well, we'll see if we can defeat them through their soft underbelly. I'm not entirely convinced though. We'll see. Oh, and we are occupying some stuff now, so I'm gonna set it to local police force and use the Schnelle Division just to keep resistance in this region in check. Alright, we finished our justification. Time to declare. I am gonna call the Germans in just to see what happens. Now, in theory, I don't need to call them in. They will keep a lot of these Czechoslovak troops tied up just by, sitting on the border. But it would be nice if I had them on my side to provide a little more pressure through the center here. The territory will flip to me anyway, since the AI is not inclined to attack the fort line here, I think. And we should be able to exploit our speed. Then again, we might fail horribly. Germany might mess this bit up or get itself naval invaded. Oh, it's so difficult. Trying to rely on the AI is, never a good idea. So I'm just gonna go without the Germans. Just gonna declare war. Set off all of our naval invasions. No, wait, paradrops. That's the word. Paradrops. Now let's slow the game way down. Naturally, of course. The paradrop is gonna fail, is it? Yeah, it's... really? Nope, it worked. Alright. Whew, scared me there for a second. Alright. Time to rush the cavalry in, I guess. Okay, so we have broken the line here. If that helps. And we'll not get another paradrop opportunity. No, the allies are gonna decimate whatever we have in the air. So let's halt everybody here. Let's not waste our potential. You know what, Germany? I'm gonna call you in and see what happens. Obviously nothing happens. Come on. Ugh, it's so difficult to break Czechoslovakia. It's unreal. Well, it's not unreal, it was to be expected, but it's annoying nonetheless. We're about to break that tile. If we can just get our cavalry through there, we might be able to run amok in the region. Okay, so we reached it. Now we have to get speedy, real speedy. We're gonna launch pinning attacks all along the line. Just gotta make my speed count. Actually, with German help, able to paradrop Prague. So I'm gonna give that a try. There we go. Czechoslovakia has capitulated. Good, minimal casualties. Time to draw one last battle line here. And we will smash asunder those damn Hungarians. Now, don't get me wrong, they've been very helpful, but it's time we went our own way. So let's cancel that. Cancel military access. Justify a war goal, which is going to be really quick because we're at war with a major. And let's wrap things up here. I'm just gonna concentrate a thrust towards Debrecen, I don't know, and Budapest. I'm not even gonna bother defending my own territory. They will fall before they get anywhere anyway. Alright, time to deal with the final enemy. The Hungarians will fall. Just charge. I don't care. Just go for their victory points. And that's it. Hungary falls. Really quickly and easily. And now all that is left to do is to restore the Austro-Hungarian Empire. There we go. Rebirth of the Austro-Hungarian Empire as Austria. Wonderful flag. Wonderful country. What a glorious mess. We've done it, ladies and gentlemen. We have restored one of the greatest empires that Europe has ever seen, and we have washed away the shame of the First World War. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload more content. If you didn't like it, that's fine. Just hit that dislike button. Tell me what I did wrong in the comments. I'm always looking to learn. And if you want to support the channel and support what I do, consider a YouTube membership. You just gotta click that join button down there next to the subscribe button. It will take you to the YouTube membership page. It has all the information you need. Anyway, this has been me, Bitter Steel, with our glorious Austrian Empire, well, Austro-Hungarian Empire, with its capital where it belongs, in Vienna. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.